Good afternoon, football fans. Big Al here on this Sunday, December 1st, 2024. Yes, it's December. And welcome to the Week 13 NFL Injury Report. As soon as my Chromebook starts cooperating, we can go through all of the injuries across week number 13 in the National Football League, and this is excluding this will be excluding the Thanksgiving tripleheader and the Black Friday game. So we're gonna go straight into the Sunday games. I gotta run with this because we have about 18 minutes until kickoff. So here we go. We'll start with the Seahawks at the Jets. For the Seahawks, safety A.J. Finley is questionable with an ankle. Tackle Stone Forsythe is out with a hand. Linebacker Uchenna Nwosu is out with a thigh. And tight end Riley Russell is questionable with a foot. And for the Jets, you have safety Chuck Clark questionable with a shin. Running back Breece Hall questionable with a knee. Guard Jason Hansen, or rather Jake Hansen, he's questionable with a hamstring. Linebacker C.J. Mosley is questionable with a neck. Guard Xavier Newman Johnson is questionable with a concussion, and tackle Tyron Smith is out with a neck. Titans Commanders, we'll start with the Titans. Cornerback Chidobe Awuzie is out with a groin. Running back Tyjae Spears questionable with a concussion, and tackle Leroy Watson IV is out with a back. And for the Commanders, running back Austin Eckler out with a concussion. Cornerback Marshawn Lattimore is doubtful with a hamstring, and tackle Andrew Wiley is out with a concussion. Texans Jaguars, we'll start with the Texans first. Defensive tackle Foley Fatukasi is out with a foot. Wide receiver Xavier Hutchinson is questionable with a shoulder. Safety Jalen Petrie is out with a shoulder. And for the Jaguars, linebacker Yasir Abdullah is out with a hamstring. And quarterback Trevor Lawrence is questionable with a left shoulder. Cardinals Vikings, first for Arizona. Safety Joey Blount, questionable with a hip. Running back Emari DeMarcado is questionable with a back. Defensive tackle Darius Robinson questionable with a calf, and safety Jalen Thompson is questionable as well with an ankle. And for the Vikings, tight end Josh Oliver is out with an ankle. Tackle Cam Robinson questionable with a foot, and safety Jay Ward is out with an elbow. Chargers Falcons, we'll start with LA. Running back J.K. Dobbins out today with a knee. Safety Aloy Gilman is also out with a hamstring. Cornerback Cam Hart, he is out too with an ankle. Linebacker Deion Henley is questionable with a calf. And linebacker Denzel Perryman is out with a groin. For the Falcons, cornerback Mike Hughes out with a neck. And running back Jace McClellan is out with a knee. Steelers Bengals, starting with Pittsburgh. Defensive tackle Montravius Adams is out with a knee. Linebacker Alex Highsmith is doubtful with an ankle. Cornerback Corey Trice Jr. is out with a hamstring. And for the Bengals, tackle Orlando Brown is questionable with a fibula. Wide receiver Charlie Jones, doubtful with a groin. Defensive tackle Sheldon Rankins is out with an illness, and linebacker Logan Wilson is questionable with a knee. Colts Patriots, starting with Indy. Safety Tanner Bartolini is out with a concussion. Wide receivers Josh Downs with a shoulder and Ashton Dulin with an ankle are both out. Wide receiver Alec Pierce is questionable with a foot. And tackle Braden Smith is out for a personal matter. For the Patriots, wide receiver Demario Douglas questionable with an ankle. Likewise for safety Kyle Duggar. Linebacker Christian Ellis is questionable with a knee. Linebacker Anthony Jennings also questionable with a knee. Tackle Vidarian Lowe is questionable with a shoulder. Safety Jabril Peppers is questionable with a knee. Defensive tackle Jacqueline Roy is questionable with a neck. Guard Cole Strange is out with a knee. Linebacker Zion Taki is questionable with a knee and a neck. And defensive end Dietrich Wise is questionable with a foot. To the late game, starting with the Buccaneers and Panthers. Cornerback Troy Hill is questionable with an ankle and a foot. Linebacker Anthony Nelson is questionable due to a personal matter. Safety Tyke Smith and linebacker Marquise Watts are both out with knee injuries. Linebacker Joe Tryon-Shoyinka is doubtful with an ankle. Safety Jordan Whitehead is out with a pectoral injury. And tackle Tristan Wirfs is questionable with a knee and a foot. And for the Panthers, linebacker Amari Barno is questionable with a knee. Likewise with linebacker Jadeveon Clowney. Wide receiver Jalen Coker is out with a quadricep. Cornerback Caleb Farley is questionable with a shoulder. Tight end Jatavion Sanders is out with a neck. And safety Nick Scott is questionable with a hamstring. Rams Saints. We'll start with LA. Linebacker Nick Hampton questionable with triceps. Tight end Tyler Higbee is out with a knee. Tackle Alaric Jackson is questionable with a foot. And tackle KT Levinston is out with an ankle. And for the New Orleans Saints, defensive end Tanoa Capacity something. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. He's questionable with an Achilles. Center Eric McCoy is questionable with a groin. Guard Lucas Patrick is out with a calf. And running back Jamal Williams is questionable with a groin. Big game of the day, the Eagles and the Ravens. We'll start with Philly. Safety Sidney Brown is questionable with a knee. Cornerback Darius Slay is out with a concussion. Big loss for our secondary. Wide receiver Devonta Smith is questionable with a hamstring, but I don't think he'll be playing today. Linebacker Ben Van Sumeren, he's out with a knee. And wide receiver Johnny Wilson is questionable with a hamstring. And for the Ravens, tight end Charlie Kolar is out with a forearm. Cornerback Arthur Mollett is out with a calf and a knee. Defensive tackle Michael Pierce is questionable with a calf. Cornerback TJ Tampa is questionable with an ankle. And linebacker Kyle Van Noy is doubtful with a hamstring and a neck. Niners and Bills later tonight. Long list for San Francisco, beginning with guard Aaron Banks. He's out with a concussion. Defensive end Nick Bosa is out with a hip and an oblique. I don't even think he made the trip to Buffalo this week. Wide receiver Chris Conley is questionable with a knee. Defensive tackle Jordan Elliott is out with a concussion. Linebacker Demetrius Flanagan Fowles is questionable with a knee. Defensive tackle Kevin Givens is questionable with a groin. Cornerback Renardo Green is questionable with a neck. Linebacker Dre Greenlaw is out with an Achilles. Cornerback Denomador Lenore is also out with a knee. Quarterback Brock Purdy is questionable with a right shoulder, but he is expected to play tonight. And tackle Trent Williams is out tonight with an ankle. And for the Bills, defensive tackle Dwayne Carter, questionable with a wrist. Wide receiver Keon Coleman, also questionable with a wrist. Tackle Tylen Grable is out with a groin. Tight end Dalton Kincaid is out with a knee. That's a big weapon loss in this offense for Buffalo. And linebacker Matt Milano listed as questionable with biceps, but he is expected to make his season debut for the Bills tonight. And for the Browns and Broncos tomorrow, we'll have Browns cornerback Miles Harden out with a tibia. Defensive tackle Sam Kamara with a head. Safety Juan Thornhill with a calf. Wide receiver Cedric Tillman with a concussion. And tackle Jedrick Wills with a knee are all listed as out for the Browns. Only 2 names for the Broncos. We got cornerback Riley Moss out with a knee, and wide receiver Josh Reynolds questionable with a hand. And that's a look at your injury report for Week 13 in the NFL. I gotta run because we got less than 10 minutes until kickoff. But join me on Tuesday. We'll look at the AP and coaches polls, the final regular season AP and coaches polls. In fact, we'll look at those tomorrow. And then on Tuesday, we'll recap all of Week 13 in the week that was, plus my Week 14 power rankings and the updated NFL playoff picture. So make sure you join me Tuesday for that. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Ring the bell and get notified every time I go live. Big Al signing off. Thanks for watching and enjoy the pigskin. Peace out.